Welcome back to the Beast Gang podcast. Today we are reviewing Inferno. It's the third movie in the Da Vinci Code series. The movie is directed by Ron Howard. Howard previously directed Apollo 13, Frost Nixon, which I thought was great, the Da Vinci Code, and Angels and Demons. The screenplay is by David Koepp. He has previously done Jurassic Park, Panic Room, Spider-Man 2002, and Angels and Demons. It's based on a novel by Dan Brown. It stars Tom Hanks reprising his role as Robert Langdon. Hanks has been in Apollo 13, Saving Private Ryan, Toy Story, and Captain Phillips. Felicity Jones plays Sienna Brooks. She has been in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and The Theory of Everything. Irfan Khan plays Harry Sims. He has been in Slumdog Millionaire, Life of Pi, The Amazing Spider-Man, and Jurassic World. Omar Sy plays Christophe Bouchard. He has been in X-Men Days of Future Past, Jurassic World, Burnt with Bradley Cooper, which I liked a lot, and Chocolat. The synopsis is, when Robert Langdon wakes up in an Italian hospital with amnesia, he teams up with Dr. Sienna Brooks, and together they must race across Europe against the clock to foil a deadly global plot. The movie begins with vague exposition about humanity. Next you see a man, which is actor Ben Foster, who is being chased through A Street and then commits suicide. Then we see Tom Hanks' character waking up in a hospital as described in the synopsis. He is being spoken to by a doctor. He has amnesia and dementia caused by gash. During the discussion with the doctor, he discovers that he is randomly in Florence. While at the hospital, a police officer tries to kill him. He escapes with the doctor, played by Felicity Jones, and then she takes him back to her apartment. He's still suffering from dementia and hallucinations. He realizes that he was supposed to meet someone but can't remember who it was. He finds an overly complex biometric scanner in his pocket. The scanner becomes a projector. There's a script about the plague and also a map of Dante's Inferno. That's where we'll stop. First off, I haven't read any of the books. I have seen all of the movies. If you have seen the Da Vinci Code and or Angels and Demons, you know what to expect. This is essentially a scavenger hunt. The main characters run from place to place, gathering bits and pieces of clues. It's location or globe hopping with a few chases mixed in between. At some point, there's a double entendre that the main character never sees coming, and there's also multiple parties after the main character. One aspect that detracts from the movie is its overuse of flashbacks. In general, I find it a lazy way to tell a narrative. In a book, you have leeway to use interjections like that because it still pushes the story forward as you're reading. Flashbacks and dream sequences in movies can be an asset when done well. In this one, it essentially destroys the story. Again, Hanks' character suffers from memory loss throughout the movie. At times, it's too convenient. You'll get a ton of exposition. Ultimately, it's a convoluted plot. The climax of the movie is all about logic and boils down to the use of a cell phone. Since consumer drones are popular, one makes an appearance in this movie. Tom Hanks in his role feels stale. His acting for this particular role is lackluster. He's a top-tier actor, as seen in something like Saving Mr. Banks or Captain Phillips. His acting in this one is more on the Sully level. You can listen to that review on our website. There's really not much to say about any of the side characters. It's good seeing Irfan Khan and Omar Sy in a movie other than Jurassic World. Ron Howard's directing is serviceable. He's directed all the movies in the series. I didn't like the Da Vinci Code. I was fond of Angels and Demons. However, that came out in 2009. The 7-year wait between that movie and this movie wasn't worth it. Ron Howard is capable of so much more, as seen in the movie Rush with Chris Hemsworth. This is the third movie I've recently seen based off of a book. Movies based on books are about as common as movies that are considered reimaginings. It's the same writer as Angels and Demons. However, I'm not sure where this one went wrong. I give this movie a 4. In short, this movie is lackluster. The flow of the movie is more akin to something like National Treasure with Nicolas Cage. You get all of these explanations and justifications from the lead character that is being hunted. Nothing of significance occurs in these movies until the final act. You're beaten down with a lot of dialogue, which makes the actual story unimportant. That's the Beast Gang Podcast. You can find more of our podcasts at beastgang.com, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Twitter, and YouTube.